Sophie, so you were going to talk me through your work towards Standard 5, so what have you brought to show me today?
I have brought my annotated seating plans. Now I find them really useful because not only in class do I know where they are and where they're sat, and it gives me attendance, flight path, pupil premium indicator, that kind of thing, but also I've added notes, so there could be more specific needs that I need to identify that I can just write on here, and it's really easy to see and clear.
So tell me about some of these students. So for Standard 5, you're trying to differentiate your teaching, so all of these different students are getting what they need. Can you talk me through how you've done that with some of these?
So if you look at this class Y5, it's where I am, it's set, so this would be my lowest ability class, and actually I've struggled quite a lot with them just to get them at the right level and the information at the right level. But I found that using their pupil passport, that kind of thing, writing it down so then I can see it, obviously keeping it safe, but where I can see it, then in class, if I'm, say, circulating during an activity, I can remember, this student needs more praise, needs a calm approach, needs coaxing, that kind of thing. Having them in front of me has really helped me differentiate my lessons for those specific students. We have a lot of different learning difficulties or SEND needs, from mild learning difficulty right up to SEMH, different types of needs, and knowing those before I go into the lesson and during the lesson is really important for me, so I can adjust the work accordingly to them or adjust my descriptions for what they need.
Nice, and I see one of your notes says that with this class in particular you're having to do a lot of chunking, questioning and echoing. Can you talk us through how that's worked and why those are good differentiation strategies for these?
So in chunking, what I mean by that is just breaking down the information and putting it in kind of different sections for them, and that really helps them draw a really broad, like a really defined picture of what they need in the lesson at that particular time, especially with these guys, they forget really quickly. By chunking the information, questioning on them, verbal questioning and cold calling them, then I can check that they kind of know that they're on the right track, and then by echoing the activities that I want to do means that I know that each student in the class knows exactly what they're meant to do in the next 5 minutes, that kind of thing. For them, they forget quite quickly, so getting them to reiterate it and re-remember it, it's helpful for them.
Yeah, that works really well. And what about scaffolding? How did you use scaffolding to support these students?
These students in particularly struggle a lot with independent learning, any kind of independent tasks. So giving them the basic kind of structure or key points and getting them to maybe label around them, or maybe add their own thoughts, or even scaffolding like sentence starters, that kind of thing, because often on a question they just don't know how to start it. They might know that they need to answer the question and they might not think that they know the answer, but by adding those scaffolds like sentence structure, it helps them just access the task a lot easier.
Sounds great. I've got one more question. Even in this really, this set with a lot of low prior attainers in it, you've still got this student, for example, who you're planning to stretch and challenge. How have you done that this year? How have you managed to stretch that girl?
So often, with her particularly, it's through different types of questioning. I like kind of a levelled questioning approach, which I can either go up or go down depending on their first answer. So I might ask them in collections of 3. With her, it's asking a basic question, making sure she has that success at the start, and then asking her questions that build in her understanding or require her to have a deeper level of thinking. With her especially, she's quite happy to do the tasks and ask for some more help. So she's helped me in that way. She's asked for stretch and challenge activities, or asked a different kind of explanation of the same kind of material.
That's nice.
It's been really useful.
It's good she feels that comfortable.
Yeah.
Well done, Sophie. You've done a really good job.
Great. Thank you.